Welcome back to Boom and Bust. We're here with our monthly economic panel. Sandra Pupatello, I had to cut you off because of the break, but please continue with your thoughts.
Well, only to say that we do have to figure out that there's more in the world and they need our oil, and we do have to tell the story about how much more improved getting the oil out of the ground in Canada has been and has become, and they are committed to doing even more. Having been to the oil sands, having visited these facilities, talking to these companies, I know it's changed a great deal, and I'm not convinced that the world knows that. But I do think that if we have more opportunity to get ours through a pipeline that the feds have approved, and that's the first time that's happened in a long time in this country, that we should just keep driving it. I am concerned that if Alberta doesn't start to sort of reclaim their position within Canada, their economy matters to the nation. It's like a twin engine of the Canadian economy. So what matters to Canada is how well Alberta is doing. So I think we have a vested interest in figuring this out, even if we don't live in Alberta.
The next storm cloud very much on the horizon involves the decision by Governor Whitmer of Michigan to order the Enbridge Line 5 pipeline under the Straits of Mackinac to be closed by May. Gary Marr, start with you. Just give our viewers a sense of what that means and how Canada has to react to that.
So Enbridge Line 5 is a pipeline that takes oil that comes from the Western Canada Sedimentary Basin and goes into the state of Michigan. It fuels up refineries like the Marathon Refinery in Detroit. And after it goes from Michigan, it goes back up into Canada and provides the supply for the refining capacity that's in Sarnia, Ontario. Line 5 then goes eastward and connects to Line 9, which goes into Montreal and provides the material for the petrochemical business and the refining businesses in Montreal. To put it in context, how important that is, almost 50% of the crude oil used in Ontario comes from Line 5, and almost 2/3 of the crude oil used in the province of Quebec comes from Line 5. So Line 5 is critically important, not only to the United States, but also to Canada. And I think it's important to note that Governor Whitmer may not have the jurisdiction to shut down the pipeline. All the permits are federal permits. The regulator is a federal regulator. But that's not going to stop her from trying to score a political win. And if she can get, the Secretary of Energy, who's the former governor of Michigan, on side with her and President Biden, this would be a very, very bad circumstance for energy, not only in the Midwest of the United States, but for Canada as well.
Sandra Pupatello, as a former Windsor member of provincial parliament, you probably know a lot about this as well. What's your perspective on it?
Well, just at that point, Jennifer Granholm is a Canadian or has some history with Canada, and we all knew that when she was governor, and I'm hoping that she will take the time. The difference with this government in the U.S. is that I believe that they are more sensible. They actually listen. They're not driven by just partisan positioning, and that we have an opportunity to speak with some facts and have that resonate. And that's what we didn't have for the last 4 years with America. They just, one guy sent out a tweet and it was suddenly new national policy that their own bureaucrats had no concept of what it was going to be, right or wrong. And I think that era is past. And I feel much more confident that we have a better relationship under President Biden with everyone that works with him, that we've got a way to get inroads in there to speak, with facts and with science and let them know the kind of impact it would have. I don't think Canadians are aware of that kind of impact on Ontario and Quebec and our economy. And this really isn't the time for us to sort of pile on when we're dealing, with how we're going to come out of a pandemic and get our economy moving again.
Joe Oliver, you must know about this issue as well. Is this indicative of the stormy relationship we're going to have with the U.S. For the next little while?
Well, I hope not. I mean, as I've said, and others on the panel, and Sandra in particular has said, we're going to have a much better tone to the relationship. The issue is whether the substance will be improved. I mean, with all the criticism of the previous president, and one can agree with a lot of it. The fact is, he approved Keystone. This government disapproved Keystone. That's a fact, and it's also a fact that the Green lobby is much stronger with this administration than it was with the previous one.
We'll come right back after the break to you. Stay tuned.